What's going on, good people? It's your boy, the Warrior Prince, back at it again. So, the other day, I did a video about Kevin Samuels. And my video was really critiquing Kevin Samuels and... I don't know what's going on with my mic. My video was really critiquing Kevin Samuels and Kevin Samuels's behavior towards black women and his behavior towards black men. And I'm not gonna play the clip that I had from my channel, but in that particular video, I gave a reason why I don't recommend or advocate for marriage for black women in America, right? That's what I said. So I had someone to come in my comment section, and basically they took exception with the fact that I said I don't recommend, African American men marrying African American women. Now, I'm saying this on social media. So in order for you to say this on a social media platform, you have to have some boldness and some conviction to say that stuff out loud, right? Now, I told the guy, I was like, look, hey, Ma, my mama coming through speaking. Hey, Ma, what's going on, Mama? So I told the guy that, you don't have to be in my comment section trying to go back and forth with me. We do a live pretty regularly now on the weekends, and we try to schedule it on 8 o'clock on Saturday nights. I'm like, you can come through and you can debate your points. As long as you come on this platform being respectful, we'll hear you out. I'll hear you out, right? And he's like, no, that's not necessary. But, I just think it's funny that all this hate for black women from black men, and black men are murdering black women at an alarming rate, right? And I just simply said, listen, again, I'm not going to debate this point with you, but do you have any evidence to support such a claim? Now, I'm going to reiterate this again. The modern day black woman, the younger generation of African American women, they do not and are not prepared to be wives. They don't know how to be wives. They're not prepared to be wives. At any given moment, and this is not everyone, but majority rules. Any given woman, you walk into one of these younger women's houses, I would say 35 and below. You could walk in their house and the house is jacked up and it's nasty, right? They've been taught since they've been children that you don't need a man. Get the bag, be an independent woman, right? They don't know how to respect men. They talk to black men any type of way. Anytime there's a disagreement, they go down there to the court system and put black men on child support. Now, like I said, this isn't all encompassing. This isn't saying every last single black woman does this. But I'm telling you, it's most, right? And to find a black woman that doesn't have that mindset to where she wants to take you down to the courthouse and put you on child support or divorce you, take half of your stuff, it's like finding a needle in a haystack. I don't personally care if people don't agree with me when it comes to my opinion, but my opinion is rooted in fact. Okay? Facts can be easily looked up and can be pointed to as being such a fact. So most men are still very traditional minded. Okay? Most men and the society know men are very traditional minded because society holds men still to their traditional roles. You're just trying to strip men of their authority. That's it. Right? So it's called power. It's called the responsibility, without the authority. That's what's happening in America, right? Now, it's not my fault that black men are waking up and they're getting hip to the game. And they're choosing not to marry a woman just based solely off the fact that they look like him, but they're choosing to marry a woman that is best qualified and suited. Black men are marrying out at a rate, new marriages are at 24 to 25%, right? So that's like 2 or 3 in every 10 black men are marrying a woman from a different race. And that's not even including a woman from a different culture, right? So the stuff that I'm saying to you, you may not like it, but it's factual. Okay? I can support it with documentation. It's factual. Just like it's a fallacy that black men are just monsters beating up on black women. That is not true. The data actually states that intercouple violence is the same. Men and women hit each other alike. Just like it's a fallacy that black men are just arbitrarily cheating on black women. That's not true. The data suggests that black men and black women cheat at almost the same rate. So both parties are doing the same thing. All right. Now, just because I can critique your behavior doesn't mean I hate you. Just because I don't want you near me doesn't mean, or I won't let you harm me, doesn't mean I hate you. Just because I choose better for myself doesn't mean I hate you. If you want more intelligent thinking black men to choose black women, then you have to offer these black men a better product. Hey, Ma. It's my other mama coming through. Hey, Ma. So, men have mandates by the Most High God. God has mandated men to take a wife, be fruitful, and to multiply. Okay? And a wife, in the eyes of God, has a certain godly character. Okay? For one, she's modest. She's not out here showing her body all the time. The main thing is she's in submission to the Most High God. The other main thing is she's in submission to her man by proxy of being in submission to the Most High God. Right? He knows that he has to fulfill his duties to be a provider, a priest, a leader, a protector, and a guide to his wife and his entire family. He has a mandate by the Most High God to subdue and have dominion. This is men's mandate. It's a command, right? Now on my channel, I say that this is for the empowerment because for some particular reason, African American men are being told that they should just be the sacrificial lamb and they should just be a beast of burden for African American women, and that's not true. When your focus is not on is not on the Most High, then you're not focused on your purpose. And a woman's position and place is to aid the man in fulfilling the purpose that the Most High God has given him. Now that being said, I'm gonna go back to some facts. Okay, I'm gonna show you what the numbers say, because you have to show ignorant black people, because they don't believe you, especially if you're a black man. They don't believe when you say something because we've been told in this country that black men have no value, that black men are not leaders. And I even hate using the term black men, but I guess it's just for identification purposes, because most black men don't know where they come from. But we've been told in this country that even when a black man stands up and assert his authority, somehow that's bad. So you have to tell black people that this is coming from white people for you to believe it. The white man's ice is always colder type of deal. So if you want someone to take black women in this country, African American women, as wives, They need to be raised to be wives. Men do not raise wives. We don't. Okay? The mothers, the aunts, the grandmothers, they're the ones that are supposed to raise and prepare women to be wives. Men, we take wives. The Bible never says a man raised a woman to be a wife. It says, and he took her as a wife. Okay? So, if the numbers state and the facts on ground state that 7 out of 10 African American women will have children outside of wedlock prior to a marriage, that means 70-something% of all African American women will come with a ready-made family. And we know the Most High said for you to be fruitful and multiply, and that a woman is supposed to remain chaste. And I'm just going to put it blunt. She's not supposed to come with children already. It's not supposed to happen. It happens sometimes. Sometimes women become widows, but they're not supposed to come with children already. Not just because they're not disciplining themselves sexually. Not because they're out here trying to be 304s and give their body away to everybody. That's not a man's job to come in and take on your lack of discipline or take on your mistakes and take on and raise somebody else's seed. That's not a man's job. Now, 7 out of 10. Out of those 7 out of 10, even if they get married, 6 out of 10 will end up in divorce. So if an African American man marries an African American woman, he has a 6 in 10 chance of ending in divorce. African American women are the least married women in America, but are the most divorced. African American women marry at a rate of about 17.1% per 1,000. And divorce at a rate about 31 to every 1,000. They are the only demographic that have a higher divorce rate than marriage rate. Okay? If a man marries a woman not from here, let's say a man goes to Brazil and marry an African woman from Brazil, or go to the continent and marry an African woman from the continent, he only has a 20-something% chance that his marriage is going to end in divorce. So 8 out of 10 of those marriages are successful. Those are just the numbers. And most times, it's not the women that's filing for those divorces in those situations. Most time, it's not on the women. Okay? So I'm just going to pull this stuff up. Even though I've said it, I'm going to prove it to you. Now, I'm going to just read this to you. It's talking about interracial marriage statistics. It says, it is also believed that a large portion of black men marry white women. That is often cited as one of the causes of lower marriage rates among black women. Now, notice that right there. Notice that misnomer is saying that because black men marry white women, supposed to be a large percent of black men marrying white women, that black women can't find a black man, putting the onus back on black men. And it says this is, however, is only partially true. While black men marry white women at a twice the rate that black women marry white men, in 2017, only 15% of black men were married to non-black women, which is up from 11% in 2010. Now, notice the marriage out number is going up among black men. About 3/5 of those non-black women were white. So 3/5 is roughly about 75%. No. It's rough. 3/5 is about, let me see. I want to say it's 20%. So 20% is non-white. Okay. No, 80% were white women. That's what it's saying. Now, this isn't including African women from different cultures. So you got to keep that in mind. So there is evidence of an increase of black men marrying out of their racial demographic. As a matter of fact, the Pew Research released a report finding that 25% of black male newlyweds in 2013 married non-black women, compared to 12% of black women who married out. However, Asian women and Native Americans still have a higher rates of interracial marriage. Black women are the least likely to marry non-black men at only 7% in 2017, and only 4% were married to white men. All right. Now, this is saying that black men are marrying out. They are. And the number is increasing. If you want to do it by actual population numbers, you could just take, let me see. It's about 30 million. It's about 45 million black folks in the country. You can divide that by, let's just say half of those, let's just say 22 million are black men. So you do 25% of 22 million. I'm sorry. So of all the new marriages that's happening, about 88,000 are being married to non-black women. That's just a rough guess real quick. So let me show you something else. Now this is the marriage to divorce rate by race and ethnicity. It says all racial groups had more marriage than divorces. Other race women, including Asian, American Indian, Alaska Native, and multiracial women, had the highest marriage rate to divorce ratio, meaning 3.0, meaning 3 women married in 2018 for every 1 woman who divorced. The second highest ratio was found among Hispanic women, 2.5, and followed by white women, which is 2.1, and by black women, 1.6. So for every black woman that's divorced, that's getting a divorce. Okay, let me say this the correct way. Black women are only marrying at a rate of 1.6, and they're divorcing at a rate of 1. So it's 1.6 to 1. That's the rate in which they're divorcing. It's not a huge difference, right? It says black women were the only group that had a higher divorce rate than marriage rate, with nearly 31 divorces per 1,000 married women aged 15 and older, and only 17.3 marriage per 1,000 unmarried women. You can see the chart right here. Look, here's the white women divorce rate. Here's the marriage rate. Black women's divorce rate right here. Here's the marriage rate. So black women are marrying less than they're divorcing. They're marrying at a higher divorce rate than they're marrying. Right? You got Hispanic women, they're marrying. Their marriage rate is here. Here's the divorce rate. Here's the other races of women. Their marriage rate is here. Here's the divorce rate. Now, let me get back to saying, because I'm not going to make this a long stream. I'm going to bring this to a close, but let me get back to making my point. Just because somebody says that, okay, based off all the evidence that I have, I can in good faith recommend men, especially men who are on their purpose, men who are trying to do the will of the Most High, men who are trying to fulfill the purpose that God has put on this planet for them to fulfill. If you're going to do that, you're going to need a woman that's going to be in submission and obedience to you. I just want to show you my channel real quick. Let me go to my channel. Let me show you what my channel is about. I want to show you what my channel says. This channel is dedicated for the upliftment, re-education, and empowerment of the black man who has been misguided, beguiled, manipulated, and abused by those who stand to benefit off his labor, steal his ideas, and subject him to a cruel and unjust system. This channel is a pro-black man, pro-black man, pro the one true God. That's what my channel is all about. That's what my channel is all about. My channel, that's what it's all about. So the purpose of my channel is to keep black men on their square, to educate black men about things that they are being ignorant to enlighten black men on the traps that have been set for him. This is not by no means a channel that is degrading towards black women. Black women are just a topic that I may cover on this channel. There are some beautiful and amazing black women in this, especially on the continent. But the women here have been used as a tool. And I'm not talking about all black women. I said the modern black woman. I say that all the time. And I'm talking to men within a certain age bracket and certain demographic, 40 and below. We're talking about when you're in search of a wife, okay? If you're in search of something, you go to a place where they make it at. What I would love to see is the women in this country start to stand up and re-educate their daughters to be wives. But they're too busy trying to use their daughters as a tool to get more money and get the bag. But anyway, I just wanted to address that real quick. I hope y'all join us tomorrow night at 8. We have a pretty good topic coming up. I should post it. It should hit my Facebook page probably within the hour. So y'all, thank y'all for coming through. And shalom, shalom, shalom. Be blessed, good people.